All right, we live.
All right, shalom, shalom. This is the brothers from the GmsLouisianaSaints coming back at you with another quick lesson. Prior to getting started, as we always do, like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashir, and Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the icons that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the hopeful elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And we got a video queued up on the screen here, which I know brothers around Israel is familiar with this video. There's a part 2 to it as well. It says how it will go down, the most terrifying story you need to hear. All right, and the reason that we queued up this video because earlier today we was in the WhatsApp, and I know you brought it out, Zaquan. So just kind of fill me in with it to make sure we cover it. But we was looking at the gas prices, in particular, what I believe was in California.
Yeah, California the gas and then it rose up to almost close, I believe, to $6. And in one particular town, I think it's one particular town in general. I think it's like $8 and it's like $8.50 for premium.
God, yeah, seven. It was $7 something for regular or unleaded, and it was $8.50 for premium. But this is not a anomaly, man. Anomaly. It's a lucky. This is actually here to stay, man. All right, and we're gonna play some of this video. And again, if it's you Akim that's behind the screen or watching this video, haven't seen this, man, you need to take heed to this, man, because it make a lot of crucial points into the times we heading there, man. All right, and even in the stores, all right, these prices you see jacked up, they're not never going back down, man. All right, they're not never going back to how things used to be. All right, because inflation is nothing more than your money is getting weaker. All right. Now, yeah, the price is going up on the items you're trying to receive, but the dollar is getting weaker and weaker. So it'll take $1 to get something. I mean, it'll take $5 that usually gets something that was $1, man. All right. So that's how you go into inflation. And over time, once it starts to be that $1, something you used to get for $1 costs $20 now or 40, that's when you start to get into hyperinflation. And right now we're in a soft stage of inflation. It's just that he plays on words. All right. He'll say things like recession. All right. He even if he say those words, Jake wouldn't inquire about it. Jake would say, what the fuck is a recession? Or, they wouldn't go look it up. If he was to say we're in hyperinflation, starting tomorrow or whatever, or whatnot, Jake wouldn't even consider to go look these things up and see, all right, what is the outcome of it? You had times like the Great Depression and different times where these things came into play and Jake ain't take heed to them or take him serious. But we've been prophesying about the downfall of this kingdom, man. All right. Because when you notice, victuals got real cheap at a time, but now it look like the victuals are getting pricey, man. All right. The things that used to be real cheap is real high. I bought a body armor the other day, and it's usually like $1. It runs between $1 and $1.50. All right. Believe when I bought it out the store, if y'all brothers, I had put it in the WhatsApp, I think it was like $3.50, man. All right, at a store. It was at a corner store. All right, but nonetheless, you just gotta be aware of the times that we coming in and take real heed to what's happening, man, because it's about to plague, all right, America as you know it, man. All right. But let's get into that video so we don't, kind of get all too far in. I'm going overboard with it. But let's get into that video and Abaratazai be edifying, man. We're gonna get some precepts.
Lord willing, the story is based on true events that have happened in the past, are happening right now.
Can y'all hear it going?
Yeah, con.
All over the world, and will happen to you soon. While the story is terrifying, know that each of these disasters could have been prevented. This is how it will go down for most people.
Hey,
But it doesn't have to go down this way for you.
what you can do too is speed it up. Like go up there to them dots. Yeah. I could tell he gonna be a minute. Yeah, right there. Go ahead.
In part 2, I will tell this story of what this family could have done to prevent all of these terrible things from happening. Let's say you are the perfect family living the American dream. Dad is an electrical engineer with a 6-figure salary. Mom is a nursing assistant, and they have 3 kids, 2 girls, 15 and 12, and a boy, 7. They have a cat named Fluffy and a dog named Betsy. They live in a nice home, in a nice neighborhood, and the value of their home is well above the mortgage they have on it. They have health insurance and 2 pension funds they contribute to. They also own a BMW, a minivan, a motorcycle, and a small powerboat in the garage. Week 1. One day, Mom drives to the local mall to pick up some groceries. The first thing she notices is that a quarter of the stores in the mall have shut down. When she starts shopping at the grocery store, she is shocked to see the price of a loaf of bread has gone from $2 to $5. Milk went from $3 a quart to $7.50 a quart, and ground hamburger went from $3 a pound to $9. All in all, her weekly grocery bill has more than doubled from last week. At dinner,
And just to piggyback on that, I think it was you, Zaquan, but I also heard other people mention it as well. You got little small things like bacon. How much the bacon went up? Probably.
That bitch was $8.26.
Yeah, we talking bacon, man. All right, turkey bacon before the P. All right, what it was, $2?
Yeah, about $2 or something.
$2.50 or something like that. Yeah, what you got right there? Meat keeps getting more expensive, and you should probably get used to it. And also, just to run it by you Akims who could receive this and have ears, we had some brothers down here from Houston, and we went just to a little local spot to grab some little local little hamburgers. We grab a get, and the lady that was cooking back there, I'm not gonna say the name, all right, but the lady that was cooking back there, she gave us an admonishment prior to cooking the burgers. She was like, and you could back me up, y'all can now, because I know you kind of talked to her like right after me, but she had told us, she had warned us. She was like, yeah, the burgers that you used to get here before the storm, these are not the same burgers. So we started inquiring, what you mean? She was like, well, the price of meat for the stores or the place where we get have went up. All right, so they use replacement meat. All right, and that wasn't even real meat that the lady said. So she said, I advise you guys not to buy it. And there was a lady we didn't know. We didn't know her name. All right, we didn't know. We had really never seen her before. We usually go to the other one and occupy the other one, but this time we went to another one. But this lady just through the spirit of the Lord, all right, informed us like, hey, and not only this spot, it could be other spots that's also using replacement meat because they can't afford the price of the meat being raised up from their their locals or who they get it from, man. Y'all make a point?
All right, yeah, you got it.
Right. So just to be aware of it, this is a light inflation that's going on right now, just to get you up to speed how it will go down. But pay attention how it gradually, all right, increase within weeks, just a week or two. But go ahead, Doc, you can play it. You let it play for me.
I want to say one thing too before you play it, because I don't know if I can probably go back and find it on my phone, but there's also other accounts of people being in, I know, Houston, California, where they didn't went to Costco's and try to get, because we didn't try to get particular meat from Costco's or fish for the brothers, and then the same poundage of meat that would usually be $25 or now $80.
It's $80.
$100 and something. They got accounts. It's a video I had. It's accounts of people going to Costco's to get beef,
I'm pulling it up.
steaks, T-bone steaks, and they're like $236 a pound, $180 a pound.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
and
got
like I
that
said,
clip.
starting with the apostles and the other men under the apostles, we have told you this, you know, from the beginning. All right, we told you that these things are gonna happen for us: inflation, all right, hyperinflation, and so on and so forth. Man, your world, your little world, as you know it, is gonna get. It's already getting twisted upside down. You gonna go to the store one day and eggs is gonna be $50, man. Gas is gonna be $19 a gallon, man. You know, you name it, but you got it out, so you can go into the video.
I mean, I can just show it after the video since it'll look small up here, but I got that clip
You
you were
can.
talking about.
You might have put it on the screen if you
Oh,
can.
it's on my phone.
Yeah, I'm saying when you finish this, you might have to put it on the screen where you can show it all the way. Just find the same, open it up another tab, find that same account, and then whenever you get a chance, just slide another screen over it,
Kind of.
or just uh,
It's a
that same
TikTok
tab for
clip.
that. Just open up another tab locked onto that one. You could just click it and it'll show on the screen.
Kind of.
That night, Mom tells Dad about the rising cost of food, but Dad has some worrying news too. The company he works for is planning to lay off 20% of the workforce. Not to worry, Dad has seniority, and he won't be one of the employees that will lose their job. They turn on the TV, and the nightly news tells them that the stock market is booming, but due to trade tariffs, the cost of living may go up by 3%. The next day, Dad gets the utility bill, and his jaw drops when he sees the monthly electrical bill has gone from $300 a month to $1,200. On the way to work, he stops at the gas station to fill up and is again shocked to see the cost of a gallon of gas has gone from $5 per gallon to $15 per gallon. It cost $400 just to fill up the tank. That night, Dad does a budget and realizes that their monthly expenses now exceed their income. They need to tighten the belt. And so the first thing to go is the eldest daughter's music lessons, then middle daughter's dance lessons, and also junior's karate lessons. Dad cancels his membership at the tennis club, and Mom cancels her membership at the Pilates studio. Also, no eating lunch at the cafe, and no more coffees from Starbucks. To save on the electric and gas bills, they need to keep most of the lights turned off and the heat turned down. Everyone will need to wear a sweater in the house. Also, Mom and Dad will have to carpool to save on gas. Dad will drop Mom off at work and pick her up after he gets off work. The next day, Dad learns that the company plans to lay off another 30% of the workforce. Everyone at the office is tense and nervous. Dad still has seniority, but just to be on the safe side, he starts to send out his resume. What Dad doesn't know is that there are 50,000 other electrical engineers also sending out their resumes, and most would work for a lot less money than Dad is currently earning. Week 2. The next week, Mom goes to buy the groceries, but discovers that the mall is closed. She drives through town looking for a grocery store that's still in business, passing storefront after storefront that have been closed down, with plywood over the windows and for lease signs everywhere. She finally finds a store still open and goes inside.
If I can say real quick, I got a preset for what it just said, where it said the mom went to the local mall to get supplies, but it saw that the place that was closed up. And the week before, there were other storefronts closed. This is Isaiah 24. 24. Let's see. This is Isaiah 24, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in.
That's right. And in that city, all right, is your crown and joy, man. Give me a Isaiah 23 and around about 7. They should say, is this your joy city?
Kind,
Or something like that.
kind. This is Isaiah 23 and 7. Is this your joyous city, whose antiquity is of ancient days?
Mhm.
Her own feet shall carry her afar off to sojourn.
Go ahead. It should say, is this your crown and city or something like that?
Verse 8. Who had taken this counsel against Tyre, the crowning city, whose merchants are princes, whose traffickers are the honorable of the earth.
That's right. See, this is the crowning city. All right. That's why the Lord pretty much kept America in his bosom for last, man. Ultimately, to what have this place, all right, as the you know that big fall. This is the great fall right here, man. All right. We know the surrounding countries and particular places, you know, they start out there, but this is where it's going to end up, man. But this place is being broken down, all right, from the financial standpoint, all right, to the infrastructure, all right. There's so many structure bills that have been signed into place till it's ridiculous, and they can't even print enough money up, man, to fix these streets and buildings and sidings and, you know, particular things that's going on in this place, because this place can't be built back up, man. It's being broken down. All right. That's part of the infrastructure. The infrastructure got a famine to it as well, man. You got it, bro. That's all I had right there.
Okay.
You could run it, keep running it, so we could, you know, kind of dive into it.
Half the shelves are empty, and bread now goes for $25 per loaf and milk at $50 a quart. Mom can barely afford a quarter pound of ground hamburger and a half a dozen packs of instant noodles. Mom also buys a couple of cans of cat food, figuring if she mixes it in with the noodles, no one will notice. At least it will be enough to feed the family for a few days. When she exits the store, she is confronted by dozens of women and children begging for food. Mom rushes past the beggars with her small supply of groceries and notices groups of men lurking in the parking lot. Mom ducks down between the cars and carefully makes her way back to her car, gets in, and speeds away, with men running down the road after her. That night, there is a banging on the front door. It's their neighbor Bob from 3 doors down. He's begging for food. He tells them he's been let off and his family hasn't eaten in 3 days. He's wild-eyed and desperate. Mom scoops a bowl full of noodles and cat food into a baggie and gives it to him. "That's all we can spare, I'm sorry," she says. Later that night, they hear a gunshot. Bob has committed suicide. Dad decides they need to sell the motorcycle.
You mind if I get 2 precepts real quick?
Go on, you got it.
Hey, what it first said is when the mom went to the store, she said that the store shelves were empty, and she had to pay extra money for what was available, and that she had to start mixing the beef with cat food. When the scriptures, it says that the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. This is 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
You got it.
Okay. And it speaks for itself. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And if you've been paying attention to the news, you can hear talks everywhere now about this supply chain disruption, where you got a lot of these ships stuck in the ports, so the store shelves are getting empty. And a lot of this is engineered by the elites to starve you people out and get you desperate out here to accept anything they've got coming down the pipeline, which we know is that GR, that fourth industrial revolution, and ultimately getting that charagma in you. And there'd be people out here, as I said, the mom went to the parking lot, and there were groups of men roaming around the parking lot, seeing who they could take stuff from. It's about to get that nasty out here. And we saw examples of it during that first lockdown. I remember seeing a video where these 2 Jakes were fighting over the last case of water, and one of the Jakes stabbed the other Jakes. And then later on in that clip, it said a neighbor came up asking for food because he was desperate, and they could only afford to spare a little bit of it, so he committed suicide. But when we're reading the scriptures, people aren't going to be coming and knocking and asking politely in that day. It may start off like that, but as it gets more desperate, desperate measures are going to be taken. This is 2 Esdras 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And we know that modern day sword is that gun, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yeah, that's the hour that we're in, man. And that shortage supply, that's been orchestrated, man. They're stopping that up on those docks, intentionally done, man. All right. because they have to. You got to understand, man. They're trying to get the reaction that they want to get from this, and they need you Jakes to play ball. All right. So if you Jakes don't play ball, we gonna starve y'all out, man. All right. And the way to play ball, you got it.
Now, real quick, and another thing going on is just that dude that did that shooting up there in Kenosha, Wisconsin. What his name is?
Yeah,
Kyle Rittenhouse. He already got Rittenhouse, and to keep you on alert. They got Edomites talking about depending on they always talking shit, but who knows? Just to be on alert. They talking about going on riots, man. That Kyle Rittenhouse, man. They talking about going on different riots. You just pay attention to the comment boards in the different news outlets where they have super chats and shit. They talking shit on that, man. You know? And like I say, here it is. It was a white on white crime, but yet they still blaming Jake black ass, man, for some shit.
Yeah.
You know, you the public enemy number one when it comes to any calamity goes on here in America, man. You know, only reason why he shot those 3 guys because the shooting out there and the shooting with George Floyd and all these other goddamn dudes, man. You know, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, they also on standby. I believe the troops is on standby in Kenosha, Wisconsin. All right, anticipating a riot. You know, like you say, a breakout, a riot, man. I believe troops. I know the troops are on standby. Forget who, but ultimately just to back up to what you were saying. But go ahead, Al.
Go the boat and the extra car, but everyone is selling, and no one has money to buy. He sells the $15,000 motorcycle for $200. The car fetches $250, and no one.
With unlimited DVR, you can stream classics like The Office whenever you'd like. YouTube TV.
Nah, ain't nothing you can do about that bullshit.
Does this T-shirt come with a men's tampon pocket too, or will I need?
Wants the boat. Not enough money to even buy a week's worth of food. The only thing that still has some value is gold and silver. They go through Mom's jewelry case to find anything with gold or silver in it. Mom hands Dad her engagement and wedding rings. Dad decides they also need to cash in their retirement plans. The jewelry and retirement funds should last them 2 months.
Pause it out.
Week 3. That Monday, Mom finds out she's been let.
Read Nehemiah 5, verse 2 and 3 real quick, just to go back on that, because he said poem in the silver and the wedding rings and particular things like that. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 2. You start at 1. Point is in 3 though. Go ahead.
You said Nehemiah?
Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 1 to verse 3.
I got it. This Nehemiah 5 and 1. It says, and there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against the brethren of the Jews. For there were said, we, our sons and our daughters are many, therefore we take up corn for them that they may eat and live. And it says some also there that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses that we might buy corn because of the drought.
That's it. That was it. It says some have said that we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses that we might buy corn because of the dirt. You know, you go into dirt, that's a scarcity of the food, all right, a famine, all right, or what? A high level is getting so high to the money that they had, can't afford it. They have to start palming their goods, all right? You have to start going to thrift stops, whatever, selling whatever you had. It even got to the point that where Dad asked for Mom wedding ring. And the woman, all tight behind the wedding ring. She probably gave it up with tears in her eyes or whatever, whatnot. But hey, in that day, you gonna eat that wedding ring, man. All right, if you don't want to get off it, all right, it's gonna be in your goddamn belly. All right, but it's coming. All right, just to get corn and the scarcity of food, you gonna have to mortgage your lands, vineyards, goods you got, cars. You know, Jake like to hold on to the shit they got, man. All right, they possessions, but you gonna have to up it up. But that was it, all right?
I got a precept to back it up too.
You got it?
Hey, just to back up what you were saying, it's gonna get so bad out here to where hey, they're gonna eat that wedding ring, so to speak. Well, and as I said in the clip, they started looking for any gold and silver that they could pawn to make some money. With these times to come, nobody's going to be regarded with gold or silver, any type of currency like that. It's all going to be about hard goods, food, water, clothing, fuel, you name it. But this is Ezekiel.
Bullets,
Hey,
cold text.
women-
That's gonna be the new money, man. I got a precept too. At this, brother.
This is Ezekiel 7, verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh.
Yeah.
They shall
Yeah.
They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
You got it.
Okay. As it says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh. So again, gold, silver, money, or anything like that's not going to deliver you in that day, because it's going to be the day of the wrath of the Most High. And like I just said, people aren't going to be looking for gold or silver or paper money in that day. It's going to be about hard assets. Food, water, clothing, bullets, and even women. Women are going to be a commodity in that day. And as it says,
I got one.
Okay.
I got one to back up when you say that.
Okay.
Real quick to add into what you're saying, you could break it down too. This is Second Esdras, 1646. It says, "For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children, and they shall occupy them, and they that occupy their merchants with robbery. The more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for the sins, said the Lord." You got it.
And it says in captivity and in famine, and they shall break into people's houses and spoil people's goods and take children. Hey, there can be child kidnappings, women kidnappings, men kidnappings. Hey, everything, everybody's ass is going to be on the line in that day. Everybody's going to be a commodity.
Hey, what happened in Haiti? What's going on in Haiti right now? Since they assassinated the president, there've been mass kidnappings going on, man. Because it's already Bell Raw over there. They don't have no resources at all. So now that the structure of the president and the structure of the government is gone over there, what happened? It's a free fall, man. It's a free fall. Women don't walk at nighttime because they know what's gonna happen. You know, it's just a free fall. Go ahead, go ahead. You good?
Okay. And we got a couple of months ago, we got a little example of how nasty it's going to be for you women out here with that woman on that subway up north, where the man violated her and had his way, and nobody did anything about it. It's gonna be, as it said in the book of Judges, in that time of Jacob's trouble, every man did what was right in his own eyes.
Yeah,
but back at the end of Ezekiel 7:19, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels. Hey, that gold and silver or money or anything is not going to fill your bellies in that day. Hence, which is going to lead to people getting desperate and breaking into their neighbors' houses by the force of the sword or the gun or any other thing they have in that day to spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. And as the elder brother brought out in 2nd Esdras 16, they're going to be taking children as well, along with women, men, the dog, you name it.
Hey.
The hospital where she worked can no longer afford to keep.
There's a point you want to make up?
Nah, you good. You can let it play. We'll get some points after we get to, we get enough of it. Go ahead.
Such a large staff on hand. Mom waits in the hospital cafeteria that no longer serves food all day for her husband to come and pick her up. The next day, Dad arrives at work to find his co-workers gathered outside the front doors that had been locked with a sign in the window that simply said, "Out of business." No one was even allowed in to clean up their desks. There will be no severance pay and no
Pause
pension.
it.
Okay.
That night, Dad calls all his
Yep, Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Let me get it. It
I got
says,
it.
remember. All right, come. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Right. And we're remembering our creator, man, because we're in the evil days. Is it the actual evil day of the Lord? Nah, but it's being ushered in. All right. Evil days is going to usher in the overall evil day. All right. And these are days where you're going to say, I have no pleasure in these days. Because it says in affliction, there's a forgetfulness of prosperity. See, this the thing with Jake. Jake, you had illusion of prosperity. Just because you can go to the store and grab a Twix or something for $1 or a loaf of bread for $2, you was never in prosperity, man. All right, it was just an illusion. But go ahead, I. 3 is the point.
Count. Verse
4 is the
2.
point.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
Come on, go ahead.
Verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few,
Yep.
and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Right, the windows on this place is darkened, man. All right, meaning what? There's no hope for the future here, Jake. It's only going to be one way, or hope for the future, and it's going to be the future that is given to you by your enemy and oppressor. Like, this is the way, this is the light, this is the new way, this is the NWO. Take it or leave it.
Hey, it's not they showing that with the with this Dos Equis they putting in their own, man.
Yeah,
The damn thriller they putting in their own.
Those echoes.
Yeah, it's not that the new way, the new
Yeah.
wave, the new way, and everybody got to go, man. You know, and like you said too, you can look at it, you can look and see what the future is. Just go and look in Australia. The
Yeah,
government over there wilding out, man, on the people. Wilding, I'm talking about kicking in doors. They got helicopters flying 24/7. Anybody outside, any children that's of the age of 15 and ain't get the thriller, you going in that place, man. This is what the norm is gonna be over here. It's already starting to be. You know, and already conditioned and mold you people into believing this is the only hope. You want normalcy to go back. This is the way, and they're falling right for that trap, man. You know, so how much more you think they're gonna put tighter restraints on things when the MOB hit the scene, man? Because the MOB it's been here. I think KBR back then did a contract for the FEMA camps and even the printing of the different microchips. They've been doing it for years. All right, they've been planning for the FEMA camps for years. It's just about when they hit that go and get the green light to go with their move. And it already is. We talk about plenty of times down here in this camp, we talk about a soft stage of martial law, which it is right now. Your police, your local police force is being militarized, man. Military helmets, military armor gear, military style weapons in the trunk on their persons, man. This is the norm. And you Negroes, you definitely been conditioned to see these things, to see military style trucks and AMRAPs coming through your neighborhood. It's a norm to you now. Now it's a norm for the Edomites and the other nations. Now you're seeing military troops at your basketball games, football games, until they be grabbing you around your goddamn neck. That's when you're gonna learn, man. A lot of you Negroes, you don't even know what the hell. It's sad to say, but you don't know what the hell going on, man. Even in the midst of this scandemic, man, you niggas still don't know what's going on, man. But go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, and most of your blue shirts, they've been defunded, man. They have been defunded and replaced by, like the elder said, by troops, man.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't have no police down here.
We no police at all.
Yeah, for those who don't know what's going on down here in New Orleans, it's a police shortage. We don't have police. I'm talking about the crime is out the yin yang, man. All right. We don't have cops down here. You know, I stay in a so-called decent part of another town, another small city next to New Orleans, and it's no police. You used to see them back in the day. They used to harass everybody. Now you don't see none of them, man. Nothing. Only time you do see them when somebody gets killed and they come and do the mop up duty, scooping them up off the ground, putting them in the meat wagon, and driving off with them, man. Less paperwork.
Yeah.
You don't. There's no police. There's no lights on the freeway. There's no trash being dumped out here. All right, and it's a wild, wild west, man. If you ain't packing that ladder or that steel, it could be your last day down here, man. It's just that bad. But they're not putting it out in the media too to scare people. You know?
Yeah.
If it wasn't, and I said it before, if it wasn't for these YMCA's, these food banks, you'll see Great Depression lines, people asking for bread and water and food, man.
Yeah.
But they're conditioning, they're hiding it, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. Be soup lines around the kitchen, man. And these ain't no jobs down here. It's no jobs.
At all.
It's no for the youth, the children, the park's not open. Me and the brother, the elder up top, we was just talking about it earlier with it. They got this, this little program coming out for North, but they don't even have the applicants to actually do it. The mayor's giving like all the children or some shit like that $350 or something for a program, but we believe that's connected, like you said, that's connected to some type of card system or something like that, man. Ultimately, all right. So they don't even have the numbers, all right, of the kids, that are even qualified to just get into it, man. The children here are monstrous monsters. All they doing is robbing, breaking in people's cars, all right, shooting people in the gas station, not even fully killing them all the way. This is a total wreck here, man. All right. Yeah.
There's no lights on. The street lights are off. The red and green and yellow lights, they're off. Or some of them blinking. Even around the Superdome, man. Even around major sports venues is no lights. It looks like a scene off The Purge down here at nighttime sometime, man.
Yeah.
And people, it's so bad. People are packing that cannon at the gas station to pump the gas, man. Just to pump the gas, looking around because it might get robbed, man. But they're not telling you that. They're not telling you how bad it is out here, man. It's bad.
Yeah, we first-hand reporters. We first-hand eyewitnesses.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right, brother. And you better look for your city to be like that, man. Because I had a video about a month back. One of the top Edomites, he's saying, look for your cities to be a war zone, man. When this shit go down, it's gonna be a war zone. You like Jake play that game called Warzone? It's gonna be like that, man.
Yeah, and like you said, the board is what? It's closing in, man. All right, it's getting tighter. It's getting suppressed. All right, more and more, our people gotta make a decision, man. The Lord is about to make our people make a decision. What side you on? How you getting down? The Lord bringing that pressure, man. It's a famine of police. It's a famine of food. It's a famine of jobs. The famine of the word coming. All right. It's a famine on all levels, man. It's a famine of people. You got it.
And tell them about they got accounts where Jake not giving a damn. Jake banging at the police now down here.
Yes,
don't give a shit,
man.
Jake also burglarizing houses, and the police ain't coming for 3 hours later. One lady said the police came the next following day, 4 a.m. to make the report, man.
Yeah.
After being burglarized, man. It's nasty, man. It's damn sure nasty down here, man.
Yeah, at nighttime out here is a soft, a low key Bushwick, man. Out here, man. Just you don't see the burning and the particular things going down, but it's a lot of things happening. We got the ring thing on the house that tell you the activities that's transpiring in nearby cities and other streets, or particularly in ring, the other ring people that has the ring, they can detect and they can share like activities happening, man. Jay getting jacked. I'm talking about it's the wild, wild west out here, man. All right. And this again, we're first-hand witnesses, man. All right. We see these things, we hear these things. All right, we got relatives and particular people talking, friends or people we heard or whatever, man. So this ain't something we're exaggerating about, man. All right,
now this first-hand accounts for real,
Yeah, This real accounts
And,
we telling y'all.
and like I said, this place ain't as big as you think it is. Like it's a small town, really. People know people that know people, man.
Yeah.
So if, like I said, if you want to find something out, you can call a partner, somebody, cousin on that side of town. You can find the whole scoop on what's going on. And this ain't just on one side of the city. This is going across the board. Even it started having to affect other towns like because y'all brothers understand too. You know, they just had that storm come through here, so that wiped out a lot of small businesses, a lot of Edomite that had businesses for years since the 1920s. Family passed down business. That shit gone, man. Shit is, they still got poles and shit leaning in, power lines all fucked up. It's just a madhouse, man.
Yeah.
You know, we happy to see it too, man. We happy to see this place go.
Yeah. Bitch wicked anyways. It was built up
That's
on
right.
blood. So it don't matter, man. But the stage is set here. The stage is set for, like you see, the girl who choose to come in and just take Jake and imprison him, man. Put him in these camps that's ready to be occupied. And like you said, man, just have it, man. All right, it's just set. You know, again, the men here, and the men that's admonishing you, brothers. You know, the word of the Lord, man. Get it while the getting is good, man. The Lord is about to put us out the way. Al-Barakazah, we have that number, man. He gonna protect us, man, with the angels, because they're in camp. You see, even every day down here, just, your everyday local gotta go to the supermarkets, the shelves empty. All right, the grind is just a seesaw, man. All right, the windows are dark. But play it out. It says right here where it played at that daddy went to the job and the chains was on the door. All right, and that's gonna come for us. I'm gonna get up and go to work one day, and the chain's gonna be on the gate. They're gonna say to further.
That happened to me in Houston.
Yeah.
It happened to me. The company I used to work for, when oil and gas, it ain't there no more, man. You went there one day to go to work, everything was fine. Go there the next morning, it's 20 sheriffs officers and the chains on the gate. You can't even go in there, man.
Yeah.
And they just handing out you your pink slip, your shit, your package and shit, man. By name.
Huh.
And that's how you gotta have that attitude. You gotta have the attitude like that you go every day, you go into your job, whatever you're doing, that it may be your last day, man. Your last hour now. Cause they can just do it like that,
Yeah.
A lot of these cities are at will states, man. They don't have to give you no explanation why they letting you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Up.
Nah, that's heavy. Read photo, and then you can play it again. If you're still on it. I read it.
I got it.
All right, come.
This is Ecclesiastes 12, verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Right, the grinding and the jobs is low right now, man. I'm telling you, we're hands on. Brothers can't find no fucking jobs or nothing here, bro. It's nothing going on here, bro. It ain't nothing but debt and a waiting. Like, it's like debt, patiently waiting, bro. This is it for this place, man. All right, a bowl of debt, but you could play it out so we could kind of wind down or bring out whatever y'all brothers got. Keep playing it.
There will be
Make the video
severance
kind
pay
of
and no pension. That night, Dad calls all his friends, business associates, college alumni, and even high school friends he hadn't seen in 20 years, asking for help finding work.
That's an Edomite. That's an
Dad
Edomite
never
right there.
received even one response
Yeah.
from the 300 resumes he'd sent out. But the story is always the same. Everyone is being laid off, and no one is hiring. But one person told Dad if he goes to the closed down mall and waits in the parking lot, there's a chance he'll be hired as a day laborer doing construction or yard work. Dad left the house at 4 a.m. to walk the 6 miles to the mall, where he milled about with 80 other men until 10 at night. He did that every day for a week, but no one came around to offer any work, and Dad didn't go back. That night, there was the sound of breaking glass and yelling coming from down the street.
Oh.
The sky in the distance lit up from the fires started in some of the abandoned houses. There were no longer any emergency sirens. The police, ambulance, and fire departments were not responding to 911 calls. The next morning, Dad gets some
We
tools and
already
lumber from
doing
the
that.
garage
Hey,
and boards up
pause
all
it.
the
Yeah,
ground floor
pause it,
windows.
pause it, pause it.
He goes
Pause
in.
it.
This is, yeah.
That's already going on. Down
Yep.
here, that's going on. All right. And even last week, there was a count of it happening in Atlanta, man. Well, you know, the 911 system in Atlanta went down for hours, man.
Yeah.
You know, these things are happening. And more or less, there are test runs for the big event. All right. And we told you that before. Starting with the elder apostle to her. A lot of you gonna call 911 and you ain't gonna get nothing, man. 911 gonna need 911 in that day, man. That's how bad it's gonna get. These officers out here, these cops, they're gonna take them badges off, man. By the thousands, man. And what they already doing it now, they retiring because they don't want to get the ooh wee in their arm. All right. They're retiring, they're just leaving the force, and they can't even get nobody to hire them no more, man. So this is what's going on. You know, Chicago's bad, New York is bad. It's getting bad everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
especially in this damn dump. You know, go ahead.
Yeah. A man gonna desire to go in the city and he can't go. Like you could go somewhere else, but it's worse there. You go to Detroit, it's worse there. It
Oh
ain't gonna
man,
be nowhere you could go, man. All right.
man,
Pain's
you
gonna
in
be on every
Detroit.
side.
Yeah, if you're in Detroit, man, Motor City, let the Lord be with you, man.
Yeah,
You
you
better
done.
hope the force, like Darth Vader said, let the force be with you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, you will play it. I mean, at some
Yeah,
point we probably gotta stop it.
yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
now
yeah.
you just run it how however you want to run it or however long or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dad gets some tools and lumber from the garage and boards up all the ground floor windows. He goes in the attic and retrieves great grandpa's 1911 Colt 45 that he had brought back from the war. There were 6 bullets in the box,
Oh.
and Dad loaded them in the magazine. Mail was no longer being delivered to homes, and Mom had to bicycle 5 miles to the post office once a week to pick up the mail. There was a letter from the township announcing that property taxes had been quadrupled and made retroactive, and that they now owed $9,000 in back taxes. The electric bill had doubled again. Instead of having 2 months worth of money to pay expenses, they were now 6 months behind. There was nothing left to do but to sell the house. Dad called a real estate agent he met at the Lions Club, but the number was out of service. He called another 10 brokers listed in the yellow pages until he found one that answered the phone. She told Dad that they would no longer represent sellers. Everyone was selling, and no one was buying. She entered his address into the computer and told him the
What's going
average
on now?
selling price for homes in his area. It was less than half their modest mortgage. Even if they could find a buyer, they would still owe money. The real estate agent confided that Dad's best option was to stop paying all bills and live in the home and save as much money as they can until they are evicted. Week 4. The next day, the power was cut. So were the gas and the phones. It was fortunate they had a fireplace in the den, and so they brought down their mattresses and blankets, and everyone slept in the den. Dad would stay up late to feed the fire, so they wouldn't all wake up freezing at 4 in the morning. There was no money to buy pet food for Fluffy and Betsy, and both were looking thin. Although an indoor
Yeah,
cat, Mom let Fluffy out in the hopes that her
yeah, that's
instincts would
gonna happen, man.
return and she could hunt for herself. Fluffy never came back. One night, the middle daughter developed a chronic cough. Mom's nursing experience told her she was suffering from respiratory bacterial infection. She needed antibiotics, but they would need to visit a clinic first. Thank God they still had health insurance. Dad siphoned the gas from the boat's tank and hoped it would be enough to drive their daughter to the nearest hospital. The hospital was packed. They had to park a mile away, and when they arrived at emergency, there were 200 people there yelling and screaming at the dozen heavily armed security guards that surrounded the admissions desk.
Oh,
They
the
waited
troops.
14 hours to reach reception. They were then told that their health insurance company had increased the deductible to $10,000 and that a doctor's
Damn.
consultation would cost $6,000 cash in advance. No amount of begging and pleading would get their daughter admitted without the upfront payment. When they got home, Mom bundled middle daughter up in blankets and lit the fire to keep her warm. Mom used every home remedy she could think of to treat her daughter, but while the symptoms eased a little, she wasn't getting any better either. The next day, eldest daughter announced she was leaving to work at the seedy strip club outside of town. A girlfriend told her that she could earn $2,000 a week, and if she were to take on a few clients, even more. And because the roads were so dangerous, she would stay in one of the rooms at the club and be back in 3 weeks with the money to get little sister the medical help she needs. Dad said absolutely not. He would not sell his 15-year-old daughter into prostitution. But after much arguing and tears, Mom and daughter convinced Dad that there really was no other way. That eldest daughter was going to save her sister's life and save the family, and that everyone must sacrifice in order to survive.
Yeah, slinging
Week 5.
slinging that ice cream out
A
here,
week
man.
after eldest daughter left, Dad walked down the street going door to door to see if any of his neighbors still had phone service. The once tidy and quaint neighborhood looked like a war zone. More than half the homes had.
Watch live TV from 85 plus top
Yeah,
channels.
that was cool.
With YouTube TV.
You know, that was cool on that. You know, you get the picture. Things are getting worse and worse, you know. And that's gonna happen too in the society where many women gonna start selling their bodies out here, man, for the want of bread and water. Many of these men are gonna sell their guts. They're gonna sell the things that they own, the swanky rides, the rims, all right, the designer, so-called designer clothes, the homes. It's already starting, man. All right. Even these goddamn honkies out here, man. These old suburb ass Edomites, they'll start to sell their motorbikes and different things like that. They're crying, you know, especially these old trailer park trash Edomites, man. They're really hurting, you know. And it's only gonna get worse, man. And like that, this account here, you got guys selling their $15 into prostitution or stripping, man. Hey, man, it's bad. Give me that. Well, I give it to one of you brothers. Well, I get it. You know, one of you brothers can break it down. This is 2 Kings 6:25. All right, 2 Kings 6:25, and it says, "And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for 80 silver, and a forward part of a cab of doves dung for 5 pieces of silver, man."
And more than likely, Jake ain't gonna be able to afford to pay that. Cause when the family come right now, Jake barely could get food, man. If the government not giving Jake no handouts, Jake really don't have none. Jake not gonna be able to afford, you know, when things get that pricey like that, man. Jake gonna have to belt arms and go and take, man. All right. That's why you see the looting, the stealing, even the stealing, man. The stealing that got outrageous, all right, in different states. Jake shoplifting, all right, you know, going to stores, because again, it's no resistance, there's no police officers, it's nothing to stop Jake. So Jake just shoplifted and went to all-time high. You got it out.
And that happened that's going on real bad. It's a real bad account of that going on in San Francisco now. They got niggas and Edomites coming in, them to my rolling in with a bike inside of Walgreens with a plastic bag and just putting everything in there, man, and running out. I mean, rolling out that motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Down here, when that Hurricane Ida happened, man, I'm talking about the hurricane didn't get to go 3 miles away from New Orleans, man. When it was daybreak, it was looting out the ass. They were going to people's houses and everything, man. And they dared the police to come on the scene, man. They was toting them cannons too in the streets, man. It was like the purge out here, man. You know? Even it got so bad to even Ishmael, the Arabs, they got on the top of roofs of their stores. All right, the top roofs of their stores were loaded shotguns and AR-15 to guard their stores, man.
Jake still was going in them bitches.
Still was going in that ramshackle shit, man.
Still going in them.
You know, Edomite cut the line around the corner from me. Edomite cut the line while Jake was pumping it, trying to pull up to pump his gas. He put that thing on. He put that thing in his ass, man. It's how bad it's getting out here, man.
Yes, Lord.
You know, hey, man, if you really want some news, You know, I advise brothers and the sincere sisters to put this app on your phone called News Break. It's called News Break. It be showing you what's really going on out here, man. Different accounts of all three of your cities and shit, man. Throughout America, man. It's hey, man. People are going mad crazy out here. They're losing it, man.
Yeah.
That lifestyle they once had, that American dream, has turned into a nightmare. A great nightmare, man. With all the horror characters in it, man. And then people, like I said, pressure bust pipes, and these pipes are bust, man, busted and disgusted. Wait, hopeful. Okay.
I got one real quick. If you got something, Ryan?
Oh no.
This Amos 5:18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh. To what in it is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?" So it's gonna be calamity. Oh, got it?
No, I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
So it's gonna be calamity, and that sequence when he fled from a lion, then a bear, then leaned his hand on the wall. It's gonna be calamity, trial after trouble coming, man. All right, because it may not happen in that sequence. You might have a whole different type of sequence, but it's gonna be what? You ain't gonna get no breaks, no rest, man. All right, because sin, you have done whatever you wanted to do. All right, concerning this life. All right, living as thou wilt, where the Lord gonna chase you as he will in that day, man. All right, he gonna chase you with whatever he want to chase you with, man. All right, or just torture you however he want to torture you. All right, so man, what's the day of the Lord to you? All right, the day of the Lord concerning Proverbs 16:4 is evil. All right, that's a day of evil. So Jake better get understand what's ahead of them, man. All right, and what they gotta, basically endure. Come to repentance, Jake. Boy, it's gonna be a long ending, man, for you. But that's all I had. So like,
yeah, man. So, we hope that was definitely edifying. This particular video that brothers like been having. We hope that was edifying. You could definitely go and take this video down and go back and listen to it. It has definitely some crucial points and definitely some good information in it. All right. But with that, we hope this particular video that we did was edifying to you. Until next time, we'll give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Akim and Aqua Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.